One. We're live. We're not actually live, we're recording. So, hey everybody, welcome. I'm Paul Kagabine. I'm the Adult Programs Coordinator here at the library, and this is our first and hopefully not last episode of Librarian Bracket Debates, where we're going to discuss a topic, and 3 Garland County Library staff members are going to debate what is the best out of a series of matchups that reflects that topic. So I'm going to let the 3 of you introduce yourselves. Let's see. Ladies first. Karen.
I'm Karen Covey. I work here at the Garland County Library.
What do you do here at the Garland County Library?
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. I am the director of the front desk. I do a lot of circulation.
Yes. So you see a lot of the books and other materials working the front desk, which is one of the reasons you've been chosen for this episode's topic, which is genres.
Yes, and I worked at a bookstore for many years, so I'm going to debate the heck out of this.
All right. In the middle, we have Brett.
I am Brett Williams. I'm our teen librarian, and I enjoy genres. I guess that's what I bring to this. Some more than others.
And you do a lot the curation for the teen materials that go out on the shelves, and is it really contentious what gets classified for what genre?
It can, because maybe you've got a vampire in there, so it's paranormal, but then it like falls in love with somebody, so it's a romance, but it's also kind of spooky. So is it a horror? I constantly have to ask myself these questions. The big questions.
Does the vampire fall in love with an Amish woman?
Right. Well, not so much in YA. Not a lot of YA Amish romance that I've seen.
Oh, there's a new genre right there.
YA Amish romance. Well, we'll see if that appears in the debate today. And then not to be confused with Brett, we have Brent. And that has caused a lot of confusion.
Yes.
Yes.
Brent. I go by DB Cooper. Around these parts, I'm the tech services librarian. How I always say it is like if you've ever been into a restaurant, there's front of house, which is like Karen and Brett, and then I'm back of house.
And Brent probably is the most well-versed person when it comes to genre classification as our cataloger. I'm sure you have stronger opinions than most people have on anything when it comes to Dewey Decimal System and classification and all that.
Where things go.
Yeah.
Where things go. So if you have any complaints about where things go, email them to
PKAGEITlibrary.com.
Well, you did that really fast. That's interesting.
Okay, so we've got a series of different brackets here, and how this is going to work is I've created these brackets on different topics. So we're going to do the best book genres of fiction and nonfiction, the best movie genres, the best music genres. We're going to see how much we can get through. Kind of depends how in-depth our discussions go here. But I made these brackets featuring the most popular genres in that topic, and you're going to debate and using whatever criteria you choose. So it can just be your favorites. It can be you just have a bone to pick with romances or mysteries for whatever reason. So you're choosing Westerns instead. But we're going to see what moves on and what wins. And there can't be a tie because there's 3 of you. So are we ready to begin? Okay, I'm going to give you guys a choice. Do you want to start with fiction or nonfiction for books?
Let's get nonfiction out of the way, right?
Yeah.
Nonfiction out of the way. All right. Sharing my screen. Making sure there's no random ads.
Fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. By definition, kind of.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yep. So our very first matchup here is going to be military history versus how-tos.
Which, I mean, a how-to could be military history if you are an active general,
yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
How to invade.
Yeah. Have we begun? Has
I'll
the debate
read
begun?
more. I would read more military history than how to, because I just like to jump in and do it myself and not read a book about it. So I'm going for military history for 200.
I'm gonna be the exact opposite of that. I don't like do a Lego project, but until I've read the whole book first and everything. I'm like, so I'm a real stickler for instructions and everything. It drives my fiance wild. She'll go in the kitchen and do kitchen jazz. We call it, just makes it up. I'm like, I got to read the whole recipe, gather everything I need. So I'm going with how to.
All right, and Brent, that makes you the tiebreaker.
All right. Well, this is weird because it's two things. It's one, I check out more how-to books, like because I do a lot of house projects, and I'm terrified of dying that way. So I check out more how-to, but I have more fun with military history. That was my bread and butter in my undergrad. I gotta go with military history.
Okay.
I gotta. Yeah, I saw, if that was combined with self-help, I think that would have won, but military history.
And self-help is just how to for your soul.
True.
And I'm going to be honest with you, in every single one of these, the category, what made me choose all of the different matchups, totally arbitrary. So there are going to be things that are left out. There's going to be things that could probably be bundled together. Just roll with it. So next up, we've got self-help versus U.S. history.
All right, well, so I'm not the tiebreaker. Self-help all the way. U.S. history is fine, but I feel like military history and U.S. history are
kind of
just kind of, so I'm going to go with self-help there.
I think I'm going to do the same. I feel like we've just lived through too much U.S. history recently for me to want to read more about it. So after all of it, you need some self-help. So
yeah,
that's going to be my vote.
All right, Karen, that means your vote doesn't matter. But what would you have chosen?
What would you have picked?
Wait, speaking of U.S. history, your vote doesn't matter.
I would have chosen history because I like to read about history. I need a lot of self-help, and I don't want to read about that. I want to complain.
All right, travel or science and technology?
Ooh, I don't like science or technology. I don't like to travel, but I would read something on travel before I would read something on science and technology.
I would do science and technology. I love, that's my favorite area of nonfiction, so I think that would be,
Yeah, I think I'm also going to go with science and technology because I would rather watch something about travel or actually travel than just read a book about travel and be like, wow, that sounds
Have you ever been to Disney World?
Once.
You need to read about that before you go.
That is true. I am going to DC like next week, and I have the Frommer's Guide to DC checked out right now. I don't have a single science and technology book checked out.
Is that Euro
I don't need technology because I have Paul and he always fixes my problems.
Do I have to? So, but if you had a how-to book, you wouldn't need me.
But then I would just like, nobody needs Paul. No. I will always need you, Paul.
Oh,
Just because my title is programmer, that doesn't mean like computer programs. That means this kind of programs events.
But Paul, who hired you, Paul? 2 times.
Okay, we got true crime or humor.
True crime.
I knew that was coming.
oh, I got to do some soul searching for this one. Skip to Brent.
Oto, come on.
I know, yeah. I read so many humor books, and it seems like it's right in my wheelhouse, but it's true crime. It's true crime all day. Like, I go to bed with true crime, but,
Yes.
like, it's on in the background when I'm doing work at the house.
The
Like,
podcast, yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I think if you were asking me before I turned 25, it'd be humor all day long.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But now that I'm a jaded adult and I see the darkness in the world, true crime. True crime. Yeah. Sorry, Dave Barry. Now, if Dave Barry wrote a true crime novel, I would read the heck out of it.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good. Yeah. And don't forget, people, Hot Springs Cold Blood.
Hey,
coming up in November.
Coming up.
some cross branding.
Yeah. And there's also a book club, Hot Springs Cold Blood. Want to tell them about that, Karen?
Yes. It's the next book is June, the first Saturday in June. I forgot the title. But yes, every other month we have a true crime book club. Our next book club is June 3rd, I believe, the first
Yep,
Saturday of the month.
Yep, you already met in April on the first Saturday, so June and then August and so on. And there's also another book club, the Have Book Will Travel, and that one changes genres from month to month, and that meets monthly
Right. And
on
then
the third Saturday.
this Saturday is Have Book Will Travel, and it's about the Queen.
Oh, I've heard of her.
Yeah, Queen Elizabeth.
Yeah, yeah.
She
So are you
lives
traveling to England?
in- No, Liz. I got to call her Liz.
Oh yeah, you're good buddies.
Good buddies. I haven't been invited yet to the coronation, but I'm sure it just got lost in the
It's on
mail.
the way.
So our last matchup in the first round is art or photography or parenting.
Neither.
Yeah, I hate parenting more, so.
Yeah, art photography.
Yeah, at least one of them makes a good coffee table book.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a parent. I don't read books on parenting, obviously.
I have taken a picture before. I have
Yeah, I
not
have
made a
taken-
child.
Same. Isn't parenting kind of an art?
Wow.
I've failed so many times, I don't even. I
You
should have
can't
been
fail
reading
at art,
parenting.
Karen.
That's right. I should have been reading parenting books, but I did not.
What to expect when you're an artist.
Toddler artist.
All right, we've got memoirs and autobiographies or military history.
Ooh.
I gotta go biographies. It's all about me, biographies.
See, this is where like I have, okay,
Oh,
going into this, I didn't know it was going to be nonfiction, but I have an inherent bias against everything memoir or biography. I hate it. I hate them.
Why?
I really do. And then like here recently,
Autobiography specifically or all
both,
biographies?
all.
Okay.
Well, how do you learn about people?
Like-
You won't write, you know, about them.
Well, I think it's because like I do so many biographies or like I guess like autobiographies, and then so it's like, oh, you know, like the Queen or you know like the president or something like that, and then it's like this, you know, Illinois reporter's autobiography memoir, and I'm like, who cares?
Illinois
It's like
You know, it's just like oh, this photo guy made a memoir. And I'm like, no, we don't get
Yeah.
that. No, no.
my week traveling around with the president. He doesn't even remember my name, but I remember his.
Out of here.
I'm going military history by default.
I have probably I'm gonna have to go memoirs and autobiographies. If nothing else,
Wow,
like I
alright.
don't necessarily enjoy them more, but I've read more of them. And usually when I enjoy them, it's like a comedian's autobiography or something, you know. But it counts.
They're fun to read.
Sorry, Karen. I mean, wait, no, sorry, Brent. You,
It's so glad to hear someone else get mixed up with Brent.
Yeah, well, it's Karen.
yeah, Karen and Brent, it sounds so similar.
Yeah, even if it doesn't make sense, it's just nice to hear.
I was joking the other day with one or both of you, I can't even remember which one, about how we need to have a best B names bracket.
Oh yeah.
And
Was that Brand?
Obviously, yeah.
but I'll have other staff do it because anyone with a B name is going to be biased. But we'll know whatever wins, the opposite should have won because everybody gets you guys mixed up.
How many names do we have? We have three, I know.
Oh, that just the
Butch,
first year.
Brett.
Oh, Brooke.
Brooke,
Oh, we
yeah.
have four.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, that's a bracket.
Bracket actually
B bracket.
the name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bracket's a terrible name for
Yeah.
a human.
All right, self-help or science and technology.
I like self-help here.
I'm gonna go. I almost said sci-fi. Sci-tech.
Sci-tech?
Yeah.
I will have to go self-help because I
No.
don't read anything science and technology.
I guess
Self-help
that's-
can cover so much.
And the downside of science and technology is like, it might be great the year it comes out, but at some point it's going to be 10 years later and you're going to have a book about like how to use Microsoft Paint in 1997.
So it might come back.
I like self-help.
And then-
I like etiquette books if that's in self-help.
Oh.
I always like to read that.
All right, what side of the plate does the salad fork go on?
I know, ever since I was like a kid.
I wouldn't be putting that out there.
Yeah, no, yeah, my parents are like, really? This one? I'm like, I really want to read it. Emily Post. All right, Brian.
I'm gonna keep you quiet.
Yeah.
All right, this one's going to be really tough for Karen. Biographies or true crime?
True crime.
Sometimes they're one and the same.
Yes, sometimes they are.
It's true. Biography about Ted Bundy.
What if there was an autobiography about true crime
By Ted
from
Bundy.
the serial killer?
That would be
I would-
honestly
that would be
fascinating.
both of them.
That would be the bestseller of all time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm surprised they haven't tried it. Maybe they have.
My life and the many deaths.
Yeah.
True crime. True crime. all
Yeah,
day.
I'm going true crime.
Okay. And
That one's gonna be
cook-
strong.
cookbooks or art and photography?
Cookbooks.
Cookbooks, yeah. Especially fun ones.
Yeah.
Like a themed around. I've got like 2 D&D themed cookbooks.
I have a cookbook on hold that's nothing but pasta.
Nice. The Pastanomicon.
Brent, would you
There
say,
actually is a cookbook that's themed around like Cthulhu and stuff, and it's the Omnomnomicon.
Brent, what would you say is the most, the collection or the genre in nonfiction that has the most materials? You think it's cookbooks?
I think
Yeah,
you'd be
because
cookbook.
that's such a broad.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Cookbook or on biographies. Cookbook or biographies. They're like they're neck and neck.
Yeah.
I don't think
Yeah,
anything else comes
And they're always relevant, they
Yeah.
don't become obsolete like a technology book or something.
unless you combine like every religion. And the 200s, I guess, would just be
Okay.
like a full.
Yeah.
But no, it's cookbooks.
I think it's good. There's so many different
Yeah,
cookbooks in different country and
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we could do a whole
Yeah.
genre debate.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's
Bobby Flay.
yeah.
Calm down.
We could do a whole genre debate just on the different types of cuisines, and we have cookbooks for every single one of them.
I know white trash cooking.
Yeah.
That was a cookbook.
Yeah.
I don't doubt it.
I love baking books during the pandemic. That was
Oh, yeah,
like,
yeah.
Like baking
Bread.
and candy.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Bread.
All right, we're in our final 4 for nonfiction.
Right.
We got memoirs and autobiographies or self-help.
I'm going biographies again, autobiographies, memoirs.
Same. I'm already like perfect, so I don't need any self-help books. So it's just irrelevant.
For the record, I still would have picked self-help over.
Irrelevant, but thanks.
True crime or cookbooks?
Oh man.
That's
That's
a
a tough one.
hard one.
Jeffrey
Now this-
Dahmer wrote a
Unnecessary. This would be a weird one to combine.
I think this should have been the grand finals.
Man, I want to say true crime so bad. But like cookbooks are.
True crime gets a little, maybe you don't have this problem, Karen, but like I can only handle so much true crime at a time, and then I have to like step back
Oh,
for a
no, I don't
while
have that problem.
and make some cupcakes, I guess.
Well, you can listen to a true crime
While you
podcast
make
or book.
cupcakes.
While you
That's true.
This is
I don't-
making me hungry.
Builds appetite.
I'm true crime all the time.
Yeah, no, honestly, at the end of the day, it's true crime.
I think so too. Yeah.
At the end of the day, we all want to listen to a true crime.
It's what our patrons would want.
Yeah. I feel like that was so strong that could have been the final rank.
Yeah. All right. And I think I know what you guys are going to choose for this, but our finals are memoirs, autobiographies, or true crime.
I'm true crime. I hate memoirs.
Yeah, I think true crime.
True crime.
But again, I would still love to read a true crime autobiography.
Yeah, that would be pretty good. That'd be pretty good.
Well, like one guy wrote a book and he had killed people. And he wrote this book back in the early 70s. He
If
went
I
to
Did
jail.
Oh,
No.
yeah.
That was O.J. Simpson.
Oh.
Yeah, if I did it.
He robbed a bank, went to prison, got out. Then he wrote a book and went on the talk show circuit back in the early 70s. But he continued to kill. He killed people for insurance money. So yes, it's been done. I will look that up. Okay. Oh.
Yeah, we're back.
Congratulations. True crime is as voted by the Garland County Library staff is the
You did
best
it, Ted
nonfiction
Bundy.
genre.
Good job. This is for you.
Everyone's like, man, my librarians are weird.
Yeah, guys, we're gonna mix it up next time for our next episode. We're not gonna have these three back, at least not next time.
We might not even work here
Yeah.
anymore after this.
We may have to pick up some true crime.
Yeah.
No extra cash.
Or make our own.
Our next genre debate bracket is for fiction books.
Okay, I know where I'm coming in strong.
I
on
know
this
where
one.
I'm coming.
Yeah.
I know where I'm coming in.
Okay, our first matchup is action and adventure or hard-boiled mysteries.
Hardboiled mystery.
Yeah.
So just for clarity, what defines hard-boiled mystery?
You've got like Dashiell Hammett, Thin Man, that kind of thing. James Cain, Postman Always Rang Twice. Or that's the way I'm looking at it. Who's the other guy?
Yeah, Raymond Chandler.
Raymond Chandler.
Isn't there a McBain?
There was Ed
something?
McBain. There's
Yeah.
Mickey Spillane.
I would say hard boiled, like in my head, it's that older movie where like there's a private eye or
The
detective.
Bogart.
Dame.
And
Yes.
a dame
Dame,
walks in
yes,
with a
Flames that go all the
and
way
like
down to the
that,
Yes,
floor.
you know,
yes.
like-
Smoky, very smoky.
Like the Big
Yeah.
Sleep, Raymond Chandler. Yes.
Ah,
So
if you have short trips, like if you're going to Little Rock or something like that, a Raymond Chandler audiobook is perfect because it's like an hour.
okay. Yes.
Well, yeah, okay. So hardboiled mystery wins it. Just to be
Yeah.
fun, I'll say action adventure.
Fantasy or magical realism.
I'm not.
Fantasy is going to be my answer every time it comes up here.
So-
Just for the.
I think I'm also going to lean fantasy, but I will say a strike against fantasy is like you got to be able to commit. It's never just like, a novella. It's always
Yeah.
8 books and they're each 1,000 pages. And
When I say like for fantasy, like a lot of people don't like it outside of, like elves or anything, magic or whatever like that. It's like, it's that steep learning curve where it's like, what is this word? What is this name?
why does this name have 8 apostrophes
Yeah.
in it?
I've never read it.
The second you get past, it's,
Can you guys define magical realism for the listeners? Because I feel like that one's a little more niche.
That'd be fantasy.
What is
Yeah, I forgot.
magical
That's a
realism.
D&D.
I would lump that into some sort of like steampunk where there's the real world. So you're not taking place on a different planet or a different world or anything like that. It's Earth, but with magical elements in it.
Right.
So
It's on Earth,
Twilight.
like New York City, but there
Is
are
it like
wizards running around. or something.
dystopian? Is that still
Dystopian could be, but yeah, it's kind of its own.
Okay.
I would say like, yeah, there's like fairies or elves or, there's something that doesn't fit on Earth.
But like
on
80% real world,
Yeah.
and then
Right.
something
That's a lot.
All right, horror or contemporary fiction.
horror. I mean,
I was
I'm a
never
huge
really
horror
a
fan.
horror fan.
I'm not either.
I cut my teeth on Stephen King at an age where I was way too young to be reading
I'm
Stephen
not a
King.
Stephen King fan.
Thanks, Mom.
Contemporary fiction. What's
I got
like new fiction?
like yeah, like
Like
I
boring
guess
modern fiction.
the biggest one would be like the one that I'm thinking of is like Infinite Jest or like I guess contemporary fiction is anything newer. It just
I
broad
have to go
fiction.
But where like nothing cool really happens. They're just sort of like
Contemporary. I'll go contemporary fiction because I
There's
don't
no
read horror.
monsters.
I'm gonna do contemporary fiction because I don't read horror either. Like my favorite Stephen King,
Ooh,
the Black Tower, which is fantasy. Dark Tower, yeah.
Dark Tower.
Dark Tower.
That's a tower.
Which I mean, it's technically fantasy. It's like he kind of threw everything to the kitchen sink with this one. All right,
all right, romance or literary fiction.
Literary fiction.
literary fiction.
Literary, unless 50 Shades.
Our patrons are going to be so upset.
Head over here.
No,
Literary fiction.
literary fiction.
He's read all 150 shades of them.
Yeah. I actually read
Guys, we can't air this. You realize how many romance fans we have?
that.
Sorry.
And
you don't have to like process them or anything.
Karen will know this from Walden Books Day is like romance people, you keep books in business.
Yes.
So thank you.
Yes, yes. I have nothing against romance. I just don't read it. But romance have some super fans out there. We sold
Yeah.
probably the Harlequin, Silhouette, that kind of.
We would build baskets up for
Yes,
them. Like
yes.
it's like, no, this is what I want every time this
Yes,
comes
we would
out.
pull
Like,
books. Yes, but we also did that for books for the gentleman with science fiction.
hey.
So I just don't read romance. So I like literary.
And for me, it's like every YA book has to like they gotta shoehorn in some romance somewhere. So I'm just getting tired of it.
And for the listeners, if you're still listening at this point, if their hatred of romance didn't turn you away, please comment. Let us know what your favorite genre is, what we need more of at the library, what we need less of. No, not really. We're not getting less, but romance, we hear you. We see you. We recognize you, but I agree with them.
What do you mean if you're still listening? Are you
Yeah.
saying we're
Yeah.
not endlessly
Are you saying-
entertaining?
I'm saying you might have lost all of our romance.
I have nothing against romance. I don't read it.
Yeah. And you know what?
You're being the hater, Paul.
One thing that I'm really hoping is like right now we don't have a romance section, but I'm hoping with the remodel, like we'll actually get
Do
that
you?
genre. Yeah. Just because I mean it's so popular.
Oh, this could be a whole other debate.
Yeah, this could be a whole
This
other
could-
thing. Yeah.
Genreification of the library.
So what was if the reasoning for what our current fiction genres are? We have general fiction, mystery, sci-fi, and Western. Why did romance get left out?
Because romance kind of falls into
Yeah.
like fiction. Because you can have a story with a little bit of romance in it, or you could have something like Judith Krantz, where they're just all doing
And what
whatever.
if it's like a romance in space? Does that go in romance or sci-fi?
It depends on how much. I usually go by the 80-20 rule. 80% of something is what it gets grouped in. So just, you people out there that are upset if they're in sci-fi or fantasy or.
Well, also you could all break it down like thriller.
Yeah.
Thrillers, and you could have
Yeah.
spy fiction, and you could have this. So there's a lot of different ways.
Because our
to look at
thrillers
it.
aren't in mysteries.
Right.
Not like,
Yeah, psychological thriller
Yeah.
or suspense.
Michael Jackson's Thriller.
Yeah.
That would have gone in the horror genre.
Thank you.
Because it has Vincent Price in it.
Mm-hmm. Oops, sorry, I was shouting.
All right. Well, speaking of thrillers, that's our next matchup. We've got dystopian or thriller.
Thriller.
Thriller. And if you're a teen viewer and you like thrillers, check out the YA Thriller Club here at the library.
So, Brett, speaking of YA and dystopian, there was this period of time where pretty much every major release felt like it was a dystopian fiction book. Do you feel like that
Like the Hunger
trend
Games?
or whatever you call it has kind of seen its peak and is gone, or do you see a resurgence?
I think it's mostly on its way out. Yeah, we had Hunger Games, we had Maze Runner. Yeah, for a while, just everything had to be
Kaylin
dystopian.
loves dystopian. I do
It's-
not like it at all. She eats it up. She loves it.
There's plenty of it out there for her to eat up.
Oh yeah, but she does. I don't know where she got. She loves science fiction. I never read it.
Oh, good for her. She's got good taste.
All right, science fiction or graphic novel?
This one's.
I like graphic novels.
Why are you mad at me, Paul? Why are you making me choose between the things?
Why are you mad, Paul?
Yeah, because like I'm a huge fantasy nerd, but my dad he was science fiction. Like that's what he read. He still reads it, and I just never got into it. It's got to be graphic novels.
I think at the end of the day, graphic novels for me too.
Graphic novels for the win.
Yeah, I just love that sequential art.
And they're quick. I
Yeah.
mean, like you can read a 400-page graphic novel book and like you got 2 hours.
Yeah.
Well, that's how my child learned to read was the graphic novels and children. That
Yeah.
helped her to learn, and it helped me. We had comic books. And that's what I was putting up.
Yeah, they're great for like learning to read or people who struggle to read because you get the
See
context from the
yeah,
pictures.
exactly.
And we've got Western or historical fiction.
Hmm.
I like westerns, and there's some new good westerns. Like the Sisters Brothers isn't too
That's a
old.
confusing
Like
title.
yeah, my mom reads westerns. My grandfather read westerns. I'll stick with westerns.
Oh, how?
I think I'm historical fiction. I've never really resonated well with westerns, except for like Red Dead Redemption 2, but we'll save that for the video game bracket.
I don't know. I do like Louis Lamar.
Mhm.
I do like me some Lonesome Dove. I do like historical fiction as well. I do like some Ken Follett.
Now my mom's gonna be sad about this one because she loves Louis L'Amour and Lonesome Dove.
And Follett is awesome.
I have to go with historical fiction.
Oh man, upset. I expected Western. Wow.
A shout out to westerns, because westerns like romance is one that we have a lot of super fan patrons. I don't know if they still do this, and when we do not endorse you doing this, but if you go and pull out an old western on the shelf, they've been branded. So people will have their little signature marks up in the corner, and they've read hundreds of westerns. I don't know if it was just a way to remember which western they've read, or so when they pick it up, it's like, oh, I already read this one, or they just want to mark their territory, like, hey, I was part of this.
I thought you meant literally like they really got into
Well,
the
they
whole
would make
Western.
the-
No, they're just little tiny initials up in the corner, but yeah, you go up.
A straight line and 2 lines. Yes, I think that's okay. I've read this one.
Yep.
That probably dated back before you could go online. I know it did, and look and see what you've read.
Mhm.
So that was a way to keep up with it.
Huh.
Oh,
Yeah, especially those Louis L'Amours. You go grab any off the shelf, there'll be like 8 little initials up in the
Yeah.
corner.
I was for you Western fans. Never forget.
All right, cozy mysteries or hard-boiled mysteries?
So this is like how many cupcakes are mentioned throughout the course of the mystery. Depends on if it's cozy or not.
Cozy, yes. And I read a good series, or listened to not too long ago, about a library, and it was a cozy mystery, and it was set in a library. But I still have to go with my Dashiell and my Raymond, my Mickey. So I'm going hard-boiled mystery.
This would have been hard if it was like traditional mystery with like Sherlock Holmes.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
it's like hard boiled all.
Yeah, I think also hard boiled.
Shout out to the cat detectives in the cozy mysteries.
Cat detectives, bakery detectives, bookstore detectives, tea drinking detectives.
They're
drinking
not really
detectives,
detectives. They're just, they
hobbyists.
run a bakery.
Yeah.
They can happen to get into all these crimes.
And they moved to a small town with a
Yes,
surprising
always
number
on
of
the
murders.
Yeah.
It's just like, Murder, She Wrote. How many people can die in my town?
It's like the Hallmark version of murder mysteries. All right, fantasy or contemporary fiction?
Fantasy all day.
Fantasy.
J.R. Tolkien has the first 2 best-selling books of all time. Like,
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
yeah.
What were they?
No, I mean,
No.
they count Lord of the Rings trilogy as one, and The Hobbit.
Oh, okay,
The
cool.
other, so.
I was about to. I was thinking like the first 2, and then like Return of the King just didn't sell well.
Okay, literary fiction or thrillers?
Oh,
I'm still going thrillers.
I want to go
Give
with
me that
literary
blood.
fiction, so I'm going to make Karen be the deciding.
Yeah, no pressure.
I'm gonna have to go literary fiction.
I thought you guys are more bloodthirsty than this.
Well, I think I read more like.
All right, and back to graphic novels or historical fiction?
I graphic novels still. I mean, all the way.
Historical fiction, which they.
I'll do graphic novels. Just because they're different. I think graphic novels is like the most, because it could be anything.
Yeah, you can have a graphic novel of
Yeah.
historical fiction.
Yeah.
Yes.
And just so there's no confusion, the Dewey Decimal System classifies graphic novels under nonfiction, but I included it in the fiction bracket because that's kind of how people consume it as fiction when they're reading it. But yeah, it could have gone in either one, and it could probably be a front runner for either one.
And a lot of times too, if you're out there looking up the catalog, if it's a nonfiction graphic novel, instead of the 741.59s where like the majority goes, I usually try to put that in the classification that it's paired with. So like, here's a woodworking graphic novel with the woodworking books, or like
A biography.
Woodworking graphic novel.
or like something like biographies or some graphic
Okay.
novels,
Okay, I got you,
biography,
yes.
or
Now I want a woodworking graphic novel.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, well, yeah. I don't know if we have one. I'm just using it as like.
All right, we're on to the final four for fiction. We've got hard-boiled mystery or fantasy.
I'm going mystery.
You guys know my answer.
Yeah,
I'm going
I'm
fantasy.
still fantasy.
Yes.
Ah!
Playing with the nerds.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
I do love hard-boiled mysteries.
What about a hard-boiled fantasy? That could be. The elf walked in with ears that went all the way to the points.
Or hard-boiled egg fantasy.
As I smoked on my hobbit leaf.
All right, literary fiction or graphic novels.
Graphic novels.
I like literary fiction
Whoa,
here.
an upset from Brent.
I know.
Yeah, I'll go literary.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
That is an upset.
We got two
Oh,
upsets
right.
back to back. Okay, literary fiction.
I mean, it's the
Okay.
classics.
And our final is fantasy or literary fiction.
When I think literary fiction, the last one I read that was really like spoke to me like that was The Goldfinch, and I remember being so disappointed. It was so boring. It was so hyped, and then it was like about furniture, and I just like I don't know, it lost me.
Yeah, the bell jar was not about any bell jars.
Yeah. Well, I remember The Goldfinch was touted as like it's like a adult Harry Potter world. It was about furniture.
Leaving some marks there.
No, I'm fine. I'm over it. I'm not bitter.
Fantasy.
Fantasy.
Oh! Sorry, Karen.
All right, you've heard it here from our Garland County Library staff. Fantasy is the best fiction genre.
And now it's decided
Yeah.
forever and all time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
now that's it.
Yeah, it is not up for debate. Nobody, these were the three authorities. All right, so we are about almost 40 minutes in, so we've got time for one more, so I'm gonna let you guys pick. These are kind of extra large brackets, so we'll save the other one for another time. Do you want to do movies or music?
I vote movies.
You know what? I will say this. I think Karen needs to come back for music with somebody that like, because I feel like your knowledge of music would be like would be like
Yeah,
you
I
would
love music, but I'm not like a music head. You know?
you would look at me on some of my answers and be like, no, this isn't not what we're.
This isn't right.
So we're doing movies.
I
Okay,
think so.
yeah, I mean.
All right.
I don't like-
All right. We've got quite a few contenders in this round, so
You can just vote whatever I vote.
here we go. First up, we've got musicals or slashers.
So it's still music.
Yeah.
Oh,
Good.
musicals or slashers. I honestly like. I know I talk a big game about horror, but I do love a good musical.
I don't like either one.
Does the Blues Brothers count as a musical?
Oh, if it does, musicals in.
I
Yeah, musicals. You got
Origin from
Singing in the
God.
Rain, West Side Story.
I'm going slashers. I gotta go slashers.
I think I do too.
I'll go music.
Me and my boy Michael Myers.
That's my
They
that's
hang
my
together.
bread and butter.
Yeah, I don't like.
Slasher. All right.
What's the original Halloween?
Crime drama or gangster movies or disaster movies.
Ooh.
Ooh, I like crime drama. Like,
Yeah, I'm gonna pick that one too. Because that's
I
like
mean,
all
you've
the
got-
gangsters, like Scorsese, like Scorsese
Yeah,
movies, right?
right.
Like,
Yeah, you've got The Godfather in there. I mean,
Godfather.
I mean, what is the Godfather of disaster movies? Like
Well, hang on.
Poseidon Adventure?
Does Final Destination count as a disaster movie or a slasher movie?
I don't.
Yes.
Those are fun.
Right. Fantasy or dark or black comedies?
Man, good fantasy is pretty good, but bad fantasy
It's
is
really
terrible.
I like comedies. I'm gonna go with the comedy.
I think, yeah,
Comedies,
same.
yeah. So I was trying to think like Fargo. Kind of.
Well,
Yeah.
specifically
Yeah.
dark comedies. So yeah, like Doctor Strangelove.
Yeah. Darker comedy.
I feel that's an upset after what you guys picked for fiction.
Different format, you know?
Yeah. And speaking of format, I excluded animation as a genre. because that's a medium, and we'll be doing a separate episode with animated films.
Okay.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yep. So, they're kind of just like romance. There could be animated films that apply to some of these genres, but there's not going to be a separate animation category. All right. So, period piece or a buddy film?
Buddy film.
Because that covers like buddy cops too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking Tracy and Hepburn,
Yeah.
Elf.
Oh yeah. I love you, man.
Yeah. Buddy film.
Yeah, buddy film.
Or like Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure,
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're buddies.
Something like that,
Milo and Otis.
yeah. Bonnie and Clyde. There you go.
Wayne's World,
Yeah.
oh, Friday.
Yeah.
All right. Westerns or mockumentaries?
Westerns.
Mockumentary.
Westerns. High noon. Westerns. Come on, your dad would want you to say westerns.
Yeah, well, no, and I think I like.
His dad's not in the chair.
Like I love mockumentaries. I love them. I've seen every one that I can get my hands on. But man, a good Western
Oh man.
But how,
can't be.
Gary
like
Cooper.
kind of the same thing as fantasy though. Like I feel like there's
But-
like your cream of the crop westerns, and then there's a bunch of
Yeah, but I'm talking classic.
Yeah, but name one classic mockumentary other than This Is Spinal Tap.
this. Oh wait, you said-
I have no idea.
Yeah, it's Westerns. It's Westerns.
History of the World Part 1.
Yes, anything Mel Brooks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, most of them.
But then Blazing Saddles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So
you
that's
know,
much, yeah,
that's
okay.
Western.
There was horses and there was
Yeah. So,
Legal dramas or adventures?
adventure.
legal
adventure.
drama. Oh, really? All right. Outmoded. All right.
All right.
Legal dramas they can be really good, or they can just be like they drag on, and you're watching someone fax important documents for 30 minutes.
Psychological thrillers or noir?
Or
Psychological thriller. Jacob's Ladder.
Noir is hard now because like I'm trying to think of like recent ones.
oh, I was going old school.
Like, is it just old school? Because then if it's
Define, please.
Spider-Man Noir and Into the
No,
Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
no. I
That
don't
one
got them.
character. Oh, that'll be in the next round.
I'm gonna pick psych thriller. Just because I don't know a new noir.
Yeah,
I don't
okay.
have like a like,
Neo-noir.
because I love them, but there's like there's like a handful that
I guess a Blade Runner, if you start splicing with
Oh,
other
yeah.
stuff, you
I
get
was
some
thinking
neo-noirs
old school
going in
stuff.
there.
Brett, you said psychological thriller too?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
All
So
right.
that one won did.
All right. We got superhero or monster movies.
Superhero.
I like honestly, this is pretty tough, but
Superheroes.
I do love a good monster movie though.
What's your favorite monster movie?
Legend of Boggy Creek.
You would.
Favorite monster? I like the newer Godzilla movies. Like they're
But not the other-
ridiculous. But
Yeah, but the other ones were classic.
yeah, they were very serious.
All right. Biopic or martial
This is
arts?
where I'm gonna surprise you. I hate biographies. I love biopics.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
love them.
I was like opposite. I didn't like
Like
Walk the Line or any of that
The
stuff.
Aviator is one of my favorite movies of all time.
I'm gonna go martial arts because I don't like the other.
Yeah, I'm also going martial arts. If nothing else, I love a good martial arts comedy. Like give me Jackie Chan any day.
Yes.
You know who would be really mad right now? The Academy.
Ah, what do they know?
Are we trying to please them?
All right. Horror or coming of age?
Horror.
Oh, I didn't even finish.
Yeah, you didn't need to.
But come on, the Breakfast Club.
Look, coming of age is a horror that we all had to live through.
Yes.
So
Nobody wants to relive that.
want to escape that.
We wanted Michael Myers.
No, he was slasher.
He was slasher or was horror.
Scaries that aren't slashers, I guess.
Psycho. Oh, he was
Slasher. He was like the
Yeah.
first
Haunting
slasher.
of
Look at the birds.
the Birds.
Yeah.
Oh, I hated that movie. That was just so.
Silence of the Lambs, psychological thriller or horror?
Oh, not that good. I never liked that movie.
Psycho.
That's the
Or
first like
Sally
remotely
Howell
horror
too.
to win. It won the 5 big Oscars.
Well, you know, they didn't ask me.
All right. Romantic comedies or parody spoof movies?
Parody spoof.
Parody spoof.
Oh, rom-com people, I got your back.
I love a good cheesy rom. I've actually been watching like double aughts era romantic comedies, and they are wild, but they're practically a spoof in and of themselves.
I love
right.
rom-coms.
I'll go.
Are you flip-flopping?
Well, I don't know. I was thinking Tracy Hepburn again. I don't know.
But like Robin Hood, Men in Tights, different
I
anything
know.
Mel Brooks again.
Yeah, parody spoof. Parody spoof.
Scary movie.
It's like Some Like It Hot, Airplane, Blazing Saddles,
Don't call me Shirley.
Pretty Woman.
It's a big building with windows.
All right, so we're going with parody spoof.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, you upset a lot of people.
I'm rom-com, team rom-com.
You set us up to upset a lot of people, Paul.
All right, romantic drama or spy.
Spy.
Oh, yeah. James Bond. I mean, it's,
James Bond
yeah,
spy.
It's
I love
Sean
you, man.
Connery.
Hello, I'm the spy.
Sean Connery all the way.
Oh, Tito.
All right, back up to the next round. We've got war or slasher.
War.
war.
Ooh, good
I
God.
love slashers, but war is.
War is hell.
War
There's
is
been
hell,
so many
yeah.
good ones here lately too. Dunkirk, 1917, like
I didn't see it.
All Quiet on the Western Front.
Did you guys see the remake of All Quiet on the Western Front?
I did not.
Really
Go
good.
into it with positive thoughts because you will leave devastated.
See, that's
I
why,
mean-
kind of why I don't like them. Like, boy, do I want to be depressed for the rest of the afternoon after I watch this?
Yeah.
Or
Any good war movie is also an anti-war movie because it just
that's just
they're so dark. But
It's your
they're
pack.
good. All right, crime drama, gangster, or darker black comedy.
I gotta go gangster because Godfather.
a dark black comedy for me, especially if it's like a horror comedy or something. Shaun of the
Yeah,
Dead.
I know. Like
Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead's my favorite, but man, like I just bought like Goodfellas just so I could have, you know what I mean?
Goodfellas is a
Like
great
Goodfellas,
one.
Casino, Bronx Tale, Godfather, and 2, not 3. It's a crime.
Drag him out.
Yeah.
Not 3.
It's crime. It's gangsters. I mean, as much as I love dark comedy, but
So I think the real winner of this entire like podcast is crime.
Yeah. Right, action or buddy films.
They cross over so much.
They
Yeah.
do cross over a lot.
I'm done with action. After the Expendables came out, I'm just
We did all the action we needed.
yeah. I'm gonna do buddy films.
Buddy, I'm going buddy.
Yeah,
film.
buddy.
Buddy.
You feel better after watching a buddy.
Yeah.
film, too.
That could be Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah. It's a rom-com song,
Mhm.
buddy film. It does it all.
There we go. Oh, Western or adventure.
Oh, God, they're both the same. I gotta go Western. I gotta go with my Gary Cooper. Who did some adventure films with? I'm going
I would think adventures like Raiders of the Lost Ark, The African Queen,
Oh, I love
Yeah,
those.
maybe pirate
too.
films,
The new
and then
Juno.
Western, of course.
Get out.
You're in a jungle. That's adventure.
It's Western.
Yeah.
I guess so. I was gonna say adventure.
Oh, goodness.
Uh-oh, you broke.
There we go. It counted it. All right, what are we saying?
Western. A good
Western.
Western is hard to beat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I like Tombstone by
Yeah,
itself
I mean,
Yeah.
could maybe carry Western to the final.
That is a good one.
I'm your Huckleberry.
I'll be your Huckleberry.
All right, situational comedy or psychological thriller.
Now, I thought a sitcom kind of had to be more of a TV format than movie.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I'm going psychological.
th-
way,
These
but-
are like movies where it's like putting someone in a normal situation and wacky things happen, like planes, trains and automobiles, The Hangover. Those are situational comedies.
Then I'll go with Thriller.
I'll go with the comedy. I'll go
We'll
with
have to go
the-
to Thriller. I do love John Candy.
Oh yeah.
Are we rethinking?
No.
No, I'll pick comedy, but
There we go.
The website having some
It can't handle our debate.
internet.
yeah.
All right, superhero or martial arts.
Superhero.
Superhero.
I'm thinking Indiana Jones, which is really a new one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How are they gonna do that? 'Cause
They de-aged him on like
For some of it, yeah, I think
scenes.
there's flashbacks.
Harrison's
and
like in his 80s. Still super fine.
Yeah.
He's a little old.
Still bringing it, but he's
Have y'all
not
seen
doing Indiana Jones.
1923 with him.
Yeah, I like
Oh.
it. Yeah, it's good.
It's hard to watch, but it's good.
It's like
Sci-fi, epic, or horror.
Horror. I mean,
Yeah, horror.
sorry, Star Wars and/or Trek. But
Yeah.
Horror's fine with me too, because I don't watch.
if I'm gonna watch a
You know,
movie,
there's a lot of Star Wars fans that are going to be mad
maybe
too.
horror.
Yeah, but the thing is, I'll put on a horror movie if I can't find anything else.
Yeah, that's
I'll
like my
just,
default.
yeah, horror's like background, kind of like true crime. In my house, that's what I got going on.
Parody, spoof, or spy.
Spy. I'm going spy.
What about a spy spoof like Austin Powers?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
I'll still go.
It's
with
in my
spy.
belly. I'm still going spy.
Yeah.
Sean. All I can think of is James Bond.
This is. I probably would have gone parody and spoof, but it's super close. Like I'm happy either way.
Oh my gosh,
We're almost.
All right.
Final four. I
Next.
think.
Oh. Next up, we've got war or crime, drama, and gangster.
Oh, those are
Crime
so
drama
hard.
gangster for me. So crime drama that could include like murder stuff like
Yeah.
Zodiac stuff like
Saving
that.
Private Ryan.
Yeah.
But you let me some John Wayne war movies.
I'm gonna do. I'll do crime gangster only because of like all the sort of
Crime
things. I
gangster,
know,
yeah.
but like,
That's a tough one because they're two of my favorites.
yeah, that's a rough one. That's
Oh.
hard. Like, I do rewatch the gangster movies more than I rewatch the war.
Yeah.
I have seen Godfather.
Yeah.
And Casino.
I love Casino.
Yeah.
Casino's my favorite of
Don
that.
Rickles in
Like,
there just to mix it up.
Oh, would that include like the Ocean's movies, like Ocean's 11?
No, no, unless it's the one with Frank Sinatra.
Well, I mean, there's crime. They're
Yeah, but
kind
then
of
there's George
gangsters.
Clooney and Matt Damon. And they just don't have that same effect as Frank and Dean had.
Yeah.
Another buddy film, people.
Hey,
Yeah,
yeah.
that'd be a buddy film.
So gangsters moving on.
Yeah.
Gangsters moving on.
All right. You guys know what would happen to you if you didn't pick gangster, right?
We'd be
sleeping,
whacked.
sleeping with the fishes,
Luca Brasi.
taking a long walk on a short pier.
All right. Buddy films or westerns?
Oh,
Buddy film.
I'm sticking with Western.
I am too.
I know
Western.
I'm gonna
Like,
lose,
it's like
Oh, John Wayne Western, Scary Keeper Western.
Tombstone.
Yeah,
See, I go back
to me
to
that's like the
Tombstone.
only one for me. Like
I do like Tombstone. I do like Clint Eastwood's.
they're buddies into
Yeah. Oh yeah, the Man with No Name trilogy. Man, like,
You have, oh yes.
oh
I
man,
know.
Yes.
Good, the bad, the ugly can almost scare. Like same with two. Like a good Western is hard to beat.
I need to do my homework on westerns. Like I'll admit that they just usually don't appeal to me automatically.
Outlaw
but I
Jersey
know
Wales
they're
is
good
so
ones.
good.
Clint Eastwood in your life.
Oh no, this is gonna be hard.
Yeah. Psychological thriller or superhero?
Superheroes.
I mean, that's sort of one of my like
Okay.
go-tos for sure is superhero.
Okay.
You got to be in the right mood for a psychological thriller.
Was that like Hitchcock? Because I would probably go with that one, but superhero one.
Yeah, I say like Rear Window definitely.
I love her. I
psychological
love me some
thriller.
Jimmy Stewart.
I think I'm going superhero though. I mean, I got it. How many buttons am I wearing right now with superheroes? Like I can't.
Yeah.
I got to stick to the brand, you know.
All right. Superhero it is.
This is a surprising category. Like this is.
Yeah.
This is.
Horror or spy?
Horror.
Spy. Spy.
Sorry, Karen. It's horror.
Ah!
It's horror.
You let me
You scared me for a second,
I
Brett.
know.
No.
It's horror. Like
No,
I love that genre so much.
Brent's probably at least like once a week. I just go back to Brent's office and like we talk horror movies for a
Yeah.
while. Like
Did you just call Brett?
I said Brent.
Brett.
I know who I am. Right? Don't at me.
This is rough.
Yeah.
This is.
Yep.
I mean,
final four here.
That could have been the final right there
Yes.
for me. Like that, like
Give me the gangsters.
I do like gangsters. I do like cowboys. I like cowboy gangsters.
Who'd win in a fight?
Who would be in a fight?
Cowboys or gangsters?
Oh, well, they both bring knives.
Yeah.
Oh.
One would have Tommy guns and one would have revolvers. So this is a side bracket. Who would fight? Who wouldn't
Man,
fight?
I don't know. Karen, where
Oh,
are
I
you
don't-
leaning?
I'm going Western, but then I lean back to gangster.
Godfather, Tombstone.
Well, I like the Bogart.
Tombstone's better than Godfather.
Ooh, that might be a contentious opinion out there.
I'm going. Oh gosh, I don't know.
I'm going Western, so you are the deciding
Ooh.
vote.
Oh, good from Brett.
Oh, I love them both so.
Choose between your babies.
I'm going Western.
Oh,
Oh,
wow, yeah.
I Noon is one of my all-time favorite
All
movies.
right.
It's up there in the top 5.
That was rough. I mean, like Casino
Oh,
for
yes.
me is so good.
I'm
Like,
sweating. That was so
yeah,
hard.
that was a hard one.
Okay, so Western made it to the finals. Oh no, this is my babies.
Or
Ooh, that fast, huh?
yeah.
Okay.
I'm going superhero because I don't watch horror.
oh, Brett.
Jimmy, pause the stream. Pause the video. Oh my gosh. Mhm. The buttons. I honestly, I mean, when I think about what I actually consume, I mean, on the way here, I was listening to a podcast about horror movies, and I don't really listen to any podcasts about superhero movies. But horror. Sorry, Spidey. But
Yeah.
I'm going horror.
I love superheroes. I mean,
Yeah,
I've been following Marvel since they've started. Like, but
Since they got TV and photo.
yeah.
Well, Brett, we
Yeah,
will.
in 2005.
Brett, in some future month, we'll definitely do a whole series of superhero brackets, best heroes, best villains, so on. So,
Oh God! If you think I'm pulling my hair out up over this,
all right, here's our finals: Western or horror films.
it was Karen's babies, my babies, and I think now it's Brent's
That's
babies.
my baby.
So I'm gonna say,
Western.
yeah. How's it feel, Brent?
This isn't good. This isn't good.
Just look, stare daggers at him the whole
I'll
time.
be
he's
your
thinking.
Huckleberry.
No. Tombstone.
Everyone's
Good, the
entitled
bad, the
to one good
ugly.
scare.
Like, but then horror's like.
Clint Eastwood, though, he's
I-
91.
Halloween, John Carpenter, Wes Craven, Scream,
And Clint Eastwood tops them all. John
Jamie
Wayne,
Lee Curtis,
James Stewart.
Donald Pleasance, Candy.
It's horror. It's horror.
Yeah.
All right, congratulations.
I watch a horror movie a day
Yes.
and end it with Night of the Living Dead, which is like my favorite.
Mine's Halloween. I watch Halloween on Halloween every year.
That's
The original.
surprising. That bracket was, oof, that was rough.
But now we know horror is the best genre ever.
Yeah, best movie genre, horror, best fiction book genre, fantasy, best nonfiction, true crime.
What you need to get is like 3 people that don't have anything in common. These 2 have a lot in common.
Yeah.
Just their names, nothing else.
Well, now you both like the superhero horror.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, your true crime still won.
Rough.
Your
was
Western
rough.
still came out in the end.
Western
Yeah,
and
Western-
gangster.
What do you guys think were the biggest upsets from the brackets today?
Horror.
Horror
Fantasy.
winning. I thought horror would do better under book, under fiction.
Was it War in Western? Or was it War in? That was that bracket. I forgot what it was, but
It was
a
a war in crime dramas and gangster films,
That-
and then crime drama gangster went against Western.
That's an upset.
Yeah, that was a tough series of genres right there: war, gangster, gangster, Western.
I was not surprised by true crime winning the nonfiction. I mean,
That was
I
a
thought
given.
rom-com was gonna get out of the gate. Like it was dead on arrival.
I think that's another one where like There are some really good ones, but there's just
More bad
a
ones.
slew, a $5 Walmart bin full of bad ones.
From seeing it, Paul, what surprised you the most?
Oh, geez. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised horror one. I thought you guys would go with gangster overall, just because of The Godfather and Goodfellas.
I mean, I think in
Um,
terms of like, films, it would have been crime drama or something.
Yeah.
But just in terms of
Yeah.
like, what we like and
Yeah, eventually we'll do, individual films or books, and that might be completely different. Stephen King might win best author where horror didn't do well as an overall genre.
right.
But just depends what staff we get.
Best horror movie bracket in October?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And Chris definitely has to be in that one.
Yeah.
He's he keeps lists and spreadsheets of horror films. So. In May, we're going to do Star Wars. So we've got a new crew of staff coming to talk about different Star Wars debates, best characters, best movies, etc.
Jar Jar Binks.
I don't know any of them.
Oh, we could do worst brackets too. Yeah, well, okay. If this had been a worst debate, what do you think would have been the worst in each category?
Worst movie genre.
Let's see.
There's some pretty bad parodies out there.
What'd be our worst book, like genre? What do we leave in the dust? Like maybe I don't know, Cozy Mysteries. I don't like.
Yeah, they didn't do very well.
Not very well.
And they had like a bid.
And they have a big following here.
Yeah.
Let's see. In fiction, round one, you guys voted out action, adventure, magical realism, horror, romance, dystopian, sci-fi, and westerns. So the opposite of what you did with movies, basically.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah, maybe because we deal with the books a lot more, so we have like some ingrained opinions about them. Like I got so tired of dystopian books that I'm over.
Yeah.
All right, well, guys, hope you guys had fun. Hope you aren't walking away. Karen, you look very disappointed in the results.
No, I'm fine.
At least true crime won.
Yeah,
I mean,
Crime did win.
I
Yeah.
feel like we each had some victories and we each
Yeah.
had some
Oh, yes,
heartbreaks,
of course.
Yeah.
Well, audience, let us know what brackets you'd like to hear in the future. May's going to be Star Wars, but October will definitely be something horror themed. But for other months, still up in the air.
Let us know who you're most angry at.
Yeah.
And send
Yeah.
that to P. Kegbine.
But I would love to see those comments on like, oh, I like this, or
We
I got,
missed this.
yeah, like
Who you agreed the most with, who you
Yeah.
disagreed the most with. That'd be fun.
just be
All right,
nice.
well,
Yeah, please. It's the
Nice.
internet. We need more.
yeah, be nice.
Yeah.
Hate the genre, not the debater.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys. Had fun. Thanks for being part of the very first episode of the Librarian Bracket Debates. And we'll
Thank you,
see you next
Paul.
month. Yeah.
Thanks for having us. Yeah.
Paul.